Noswaith a chroeso, good evening and a very warm welcome to Redwall On Tour Live. The first in a series of special programmes going out across the FAW channels during the World Cup. We are so excited to be here. It's going to be a blend, of course, of top quality Welsh football chat as well as music, culture, and maybe a bit of comedy thrown in there as well.
Yeah, we also have some incredible guests for you this evening. Coming soon, we have Wales International, former Wales International and superstar Robin Shaw. Head of women's football at Wrexham, Gemma Owen. We have the incredible DJ Katie Owen. And I'm sure this band needs no introduction. It's a Declan Swan.
But before all that, you might be wondering, like I know I am, where are we this evening? Let's find out.
I played for 22 years. Then I got involved on the committee. Eventually ended up as chairman, did the chairman's role for 20 years. And then I stepped down this year to take on the role of reserve team manager. Oh, bang on cue. You cannot write that, can you? Excuse me. It's the chairman. Hiya, Mitch. You've just interrupted the interview. We've obviously been based here 40 years. And in 2005, we took it on from Wrexham Council on a 25-year lease, and then we've spent that time since then developing it to where it is today. Our first team play in the Ardell North East League Tier 3. They're doing all right, doing mid-table. Obviously, it's been difficult after COVID to pick things back up, but we're getting there slowly. Obviously, we're really proud to be hosting it, because for where we were before to where we are now, if you looked at it this 10 years ago, perhaps, we'd never have been holding such an event like today. So for all the hard work that's gone on behind the scenes over the years by all the volunteers, it's credit to them and everybody that's involved now, the fact that we can actually host something like this today, which is a feather in the cap for us.
Love that. Thank you, Colin. And I think now is probably a good opportunity for us all to chat. We've got our phone on silent. We're all good? No phone's going to go off in the studio? No, we're all good. But there's only one place to go now, isn't there? My head's just all full of it. The squad announcement yesterday. What do we think, guys? Are we happy? No massive surprises in there, I don't think, were there, Rob?
No surprises. I think probably a few little debates, one or two debates in there. I know there's a few Swansea supporters that would have probably been thinking a young Ollie Cooper, who's I've seen as well, been doing so well. So maybe he might have, got in and sneaked in, but no real surprises really. Tom Lockyer, maybe he hasn't played for like a year.
Yeah, it's been a while,
hasn't it? So he's been out a little bit, and but he's been playing very well. And probably the big debates is probably Gunter and Johnny Williams, because they're playing in League Two. But for me, it's no real debate.
Yeah, you can't leave them out, can you? They've done so much for Wales over the years. How could you leave them out of the first World Cup in 64 years?
Exactly. I played with them both. And Johnny Esther, as we call him, Johnny Williams, he's one of those that he just... I think his energy and how he is around the group is infectious. Always trains well, loves to play, he's always smiling, just interacting with everybody. He just brings something nice within the group. So that's really important. And Gunter is just Mr. Professional.
I saw one tweet the other day. It's like, let him fly the plane. It's fine.
And he will as well. He will. Guns is one of those that he's just so good. He's just so professional. He's unbelievable. It's like he doesn't sleep and he's always exercising or he's stretching or it's all of these crazy things that he does. But he's a good guy, great experience. And he's probably one of those that if there's an injury, I'm going to throw him in because I can count on him. And I think that's what you expect from him as well.
It's what someone like Kim brings to the dressing room as well, though, isn't it, Jem? He's done so much over the years. He's just that character that you think of. I just think of the chin-up image all the time. He brings something so special into the dressing room.
Yeah, I think so. And, especially the younger members of the squad that have been included will learn so much from professionals like Chris Gunter and all the other professionals who are probably, for want of a better way, coming to the later stages of their international career. And, it's almost like a handing over of the baton, so to speak, with this World Cup squad. So, yeah, I think, they can learn a lot from people like Chris, yeah.
Yeah, and like the likes of Luke Harris and John James, they've been announced as joining the team, even though they won't be playing. How much good will that do for them as well, for the future of Wales?
Well, I mean, when you're in the squad, and I was lucky enough. So when I got in the squad, I trained a couple of times with the first team, and this is like Mark Hughes, Dean Saunders, and Gary Speed. So all of these guys, you go into that, and I was like, this all-star team but you go in there and it feels better once you've been in there, not like official squad, but you've trained with them. You've been in around the hotel and spoke with them a little bit, and they say hello to you. All right, calm your nerves down. So as a young player, it's always nice that you're within it, because for you, it's about the future, not right now. So it's unlucky for them.
You can tell me if I'm right or wrong with this, but one thing that I always feel, the vibe that comes across, is that when we're looking at the international squad, it's more of a club culture vibe in there rather than an international team of players who only come together every so often. There's a real club togetherness there. Do you feel that as well?
Yeah, I do feel that. So, I mean, great point, because what is it, 2010, around that, Gary Speed came in. And yeah. And I obviously played with Gary Speed, and great guy, great professional, but just a top player as well. But when he took over, I was like, okay, what's it going to be like? But he just went, okay, everything that we did before, we need to take it up by 4 million%. Everything that we did before wasn't good enough. And he said this, like, so we're in the dressing room. His first conversation with us was, remember in 2003, before the 2004 Euros, we got to the playoffs, lost in the playoffs. And we felt great. And we thought we went up levels and achieved something. He goes, yeah, it wasn't good enough. So we need to do better, and we need to be better. And we're going to be the best prepared team. This is going on to the 2014 World Cup. Obviously, sadly, that we lost Gary. But what he started in that year, the first couple of years that he was there, he changed everything. And what we see now, 2022, we're in the World Cup, is the rewards of all the years of hard work. Yeah, hard work. So listen, listen, I'm happy, and I think we all feel great and a sense of achievement, and we're all part of it. But the group, it was about making the national team feel like a club. When you came away, it wasn't like people were pulling out, didn't want to be there, or they got injuries, or all of these things. What he wanted to do was, he said, we need to make it just everybody has to be together. Everybody has to sing the national anthem. Everybody has to be committed. Once you come in here, you're invested in this. So that's why we see the club mentality, because everyone just loves it, to be honest. It's brilliant.
I love it. That Rob mentions the national anthem there, because I think we can all say hands down there's no one that does it better than us.
No way.
Nobody in World Cup.
No.
Definitely win the World Cup on that one.
But what about the players that have narrowly missed out on the squad? How will they be feeling at the moment?
It's hard. It's hard because, listen, 64 years since we were in the World Cup, and all of us in this, maybe one or two in the back. I've seen it, but cheers. No, it's so hard because, listen, I want to be there, and I'm sad that I'm not going to be there. So imagine the players who are available to play right now, and they have to take that phone call from Robert Page and say, listen, unfortunately, you're not going to be there. So it's so hard.
Your heart breaks for someone like Kirsten Norrington-Davis, who so close, such a quality player, and to take on an injury like that at this time, devastating for him.
Yeah, and I saw him get the injury a couple of weeks ago, and he's, it's so hard because he's what is he, 22, 23, and so hopefully his time is coming because we're going to qualify again. His time is coming, but it's so hard because everybody wants to be involved with this because it's special. It is special, and people say, it's the same for everybody. No, it isn't. It's not really. This is special for us. Being Welsh, going to a World Cup, all of us can experience this and say, yeah, all the times that we've missed the penalty and this has happened, and we've got so close to World Cups, but now we can all experience it together. That's going to be special.
Do you think, I don't know, has our expectations and the experiences of the last 6 or 7 years and what we've enjoyed some highs, whereas previously we've taken the lows, has that changed the way that we look at Welsh football and maybe the way that we go into an experience like this?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, because I think what's the special thing, I've been a player, and before that I was watching Wales dreaming like I would love to put the shirt on and play. And then you become a player, and I think for all of us, we know the history, and we felt all the heartbreaks and the missed opportunities, and we were so close. And I for me as well, I always go back to 2003 when we lost to Russia. I felt like we missed our chance. That was the moment we should have gone through, and we should have beat Russia. And it's so hard. So it's so special that we can now say that Wales are at the World Cup, and we can all experience that together.
Look at all these happy little faces.
Well, Gemma, you've experienced some highs with Wales yourself going out to the Euros in 2016. And tell us about your shirt. Bit of a lucky shirt.
It is, yeah. I thought I'd put this one on this evening. Yeah, this came out to France. Yeah, and what? I never thought, in all honesty, that would get beaten for an experience, because going out there, I went to the first game, experienced the atmosphere, chatting to all the Welsh fans as you're walking into the ground, and when you just sit there and you're just thinking, we're here, this is unbelievable, this is incredible. I didn't think, in all honesty, that could be topped, and we'd ever experience something like this again. So yeah, hopefully this will bring a little bit of luck this time around as well. But to be qualifying for Euros and then to be qualifying for a World Cup, we are a small nation. We are an incredibly small nation, and to be competing at the world stage now, like we are, I think is just fantastic.
I'm really lucky, because this is the second time I've seen Gemma this week, so I can spoil this week. I really have. I know you work for Wrexham Football Club, and there's been so much change there as well this season. Can you believe where your club are at the moment as well?
No. I'm sure, like many other people in the room, really, that we were told that there was going to be some big takeover, and there was a lot of speculation about who it would be. It was going to be some big names, and you're trying to rack your brain of who it could possibly be. And a few names were thrown around. And Mark Hughes was one, Robbie Savage was another. There were a few different names that were actually thrown about. But when it came out who it actually was, it's like, no, like, seriously. Even as a staff, we didn't quite believe it, even when they told us who it was. And it's like, no, come on,
Did you think it was a joke?
Seriously thought, no, come on, no. Why would they be interested in us? The club, the history of the club. There's so much that people ask, why are they interested in Wrexham? Why, what drew them to the club in the first place? And when you actually sit down and think about it, there is so much about Wrexham Football Club that is worthy of having somebody like Rob and Ryan involved in it. And I like to think we're a special club, we're a special fan base, we're a special group of people that go and watch Wrexham and have done for a long time. And the people of Wrexham and the football club deserve this. I really do think that.
How has it changed the town? How has it changed the lives? Obviously now all of a sudden there's people from the States and like 4 corners of the world that know about Wrexham all of a sudden. And I'm sure if someone would have said this to you like 2 years ago, 3 years ago, that this was coming, you'd never have believed them. But how has it changed life on the whole for people in town?
There's an added pride in the town. There's an added pride in the football club. That was always there with your core group of fans anyway. But it's just opened up the club to maybe a group of people that may not have been interested in the club before. The amount of kids now that are walking around with Wrexham shirts on that might have had your City, United, Liverpool's, Everton's, for example. So, we've noticed that from a community foundation, certainly going into schools. We've seen it at soccer camps. We've seen it. The increase in the club has just been phenomenal. But it's showcasing to people in the States and around the world what Wrexham is and what Wrexham's about. And that's one of the biggest things for me that's come out of all of this.
And I know, obviously, there is another football name in your household as well. I think he's called Gaz Owen, isn't he?
Yeah.
We all heard the applause that Penycae had when we announced her name here this evening. What's it like to be the second most popular football person in your house?
I can't go through town at the moment without people shouting, "Oh, there's Gemma." Used to get the odd ones in the 90s, but yeah, it's brilliant now, and I'm really obviously massively proud of the job she's doing there in the women's game, and everything that happens in the community as well. It's mind blowing. I mean, I'm a big Wrexham fan now, I suppose, taking a step back, and it's crazy to see that you've got 2 Hollywood owners. It's anyone in the room probably looks at it and think, wow, what's going on. Documentaries been brilliant to watch, and just great for everyone, as Jem says, really, that Wrexham are getting a little bit of, I suppose, deserved attention from over the last 12 months, certainly, last 18 months. It's been brilliant.
It's a fantastic platform that you're given for women's football as well.
That's been the biggest personal, for me, part of all of this is, this started with the women's and girls side of things about 6 or 7 years ago, where you just started doing turn up and play sessions and, little sessions here and there to try and get girls football going. And then, there's been so much hard work that's gone into it over the last, 6 or 7 years, that it's been in the place that it has for when Rob and Ryan started to show their interest. And, in all fairness to them, they really are. They're not just taking on the men's side, they're taking on our side as well. And they're really trying to help us to grow our club, to grow our platform that we've got. And, we're seeing that now. And, the girls that are involved thoroughly deserve the exposure that they are getting, the staff involved. And, if we can start to encourage little girls to get involved through playing through what we're doing and coming down to watch us play, then I think that's only a good thing.
And the women's team are on an amazing run at the moment, pushing for promotion up to the Adran Premier. And of course, now in the quarterfinals of the FAW Women's Cup, beating TNS a couple of weeks ago, a league above you. Yeah. You must have been thrilled about that.
Oh, over the moon. It was, you go into these games and you think, you have the belief that you can win them anyway. Otherwise, there's no point in being there in the first place. But, the girls did so well that day. And they've done they've done brilliantly all season so far. And prior to this season, they did fantastically well last season, just missing out. So, there was always a belief that we could beat TNS that day. You go 1-0 up and you're thinking, okay, this is all right. This is going well. 2-0 up. Oh, right, okay. And then, what a fantastic result for us in the end. And then obviously going through into the Adran Trophy, next round the Adran Trophy as well, and getting another Adran Prem team. So we've got 2 Prem teams now coming up. Why can't we beat them too? I don't see why not.
I did see them put 11 past Llangefni on Sunday, so it was impressive. It was impressive. Ever fancied yourself purchasing a football club, anything like that on the card?
For the right price, the right club.
Penycae, where are we? We got a package. package now.
We have. We've got something very exciting to announce to you very soon. But first, we'll be back in a few minutes.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, warrior!
Every shirt has its own story. I want to explore the stories that represent our history, our culture, and our future.
We don't have to follow that kind of, affiliated, constrained, branding of football. And actually, we're here, and we're just gonna do our own thing.
I might be the manager, but I'm not different from any supporter or player. Or we've all got the same responsibility. We all got to bring everybody together. But it's not the players, it's not the management. It's everybody.
Hi, I'm Gemma Granger, Cymru Women's National Team Manager.
And then you see the referee put the whistle to his mouth, and that was the best feeling ever.
Some very special guests joining us right now. You may have seen them on Welcome to Wrexham. It's the incredible Declan Swans. Michael, Ben, Mark, thank you for joining us. It's a pleasure to have you. But tell us, how does it feel now being international stars?
Well, you don't know really. It's quite surreal, really. It's just nice to be noticed for a change. Nobody did for a long time.
It must be, all jokes aside, it must be pretty overwhelming when you take into consideration the reaction that your music's having.
Yeah. As Wrexham fans, to be honest, getting the full houses we're having now, 9,000-10,000 singing Our Always Sunny song, it is, you have to pinch yourself, and it is, it's a brilliant feeling. Yeah.
Give us a little bit of your backstory, because obviously you've known each other for years and you've been plugging away together for years. How did it all come about?
Well, I was a poet originally. It wasn't very good, but and I basically I didn't like the feeling, because I had to store poetry in my head, say half an hour's poetry every. Sometimes I'd tend to forget my lines, but it's very hard to try and get back into the rhythm. And then these two have always been great musicians. So about 20 years ago, we decided just to put my poetry against these two guys' music and see how it went, putting a few catchy choruses. And gradually, we started getting a good following around Wrexham. And what we did different than other bands, we'd sing about local characters around the community. And we started getting quite a good following around Wrexham, nothing like we're having at the moment. We've done songs, a lot of them, we've done songs about Wrexham Football Club. We sung about previous owners. I got to say the language was quite colourful. So we didn't get all the young children singing it to us them days on, but it was something we believed we were passionate about. And we took it around, even though it was a sort of a Wrexham thing, we took it around North Wales. We've played in Cardiff a couple of times before, international games. London a couple of times. When Wrexham had played down there. It's great. Absolutely loving it. It's been doing it a long time, but we've never had this type of recognition.
It's incredible to see the success you've had, especially since being in Welcome to Wrexham. How did you feel when you found out you were going to be in that documentary?
We had a phone call, and they initially, I was quite ill for a while, and it just picked me up so much because we recorded the song, and I was ill pretty much not a couple of months maybe after that. I started getting better, and then we had a phone call saying, can we follow your story, your personal story, as well as the band? And I just, I spoke to my wife about it. I was a bit, I don't know, I'm not sure. And I was saying, if it means one person will go to the doctors, it'll mean something. So I thought, I'll do it. I'll do it on that. So we did. they also followed the band, and yeah, it was great. It was just we went down to Wembley for that final, didn't we? And we were playing it in the Box Park, and
played it everywhere.
yeah,
It's nice to see young children singing it.
And to be fair, we have used quite colourful language, I've said in the past, but with this one, when people have been sending us videos of the young kids singing the song, and we have actually thought, you know what, we might have to cut the swear out slightly. and we've done it with the last 2 or 3 songs since then, so we've actually, and eventually we're going to cut the swear out completely, but
takes a while.
Tell me though about the fact, all this is going on, and then you hear that the song has reduced Rob McElhenney to tears. That, what's your reaction?
He was actually in the pub when we played it. He was in the pub when we played it.
Yeah,
He probably had a few too many beers.
Yeah. He'd been on the whiskey, he likes the whiskey. The Penycae, he likes that.
Let's say it's an emotional drink, that one.
Penycae was.
No, we met him a couple of times, and that day we met him, and fair play, come up, how's the band? And we said, great, thanks to you. And, thanks to you guys for doing it. And said, well, what you've done, not just for the football club, but the community. Wrexham is a happy place to live at the moment. I've never known Wrexham like this. It is an unbelievable place to live.
It's not just the club, it's just everywhere. It's the whole, it's still a town to me. It's still a town. They've spent money, they put money onto disabled kids, they spent money on GoFundMe things. They didn't have to do things like that. It's amazing what they've done. That's just in the local community, not just the club. And, what they've done at the club is unbelievable, but the actual local community, it's just amazing to me.
They've been to the food bank, they've been to the Mines Rescue Centre, which has got great history. They went there on their last visit, or Rob went there on his last visit, There's
an incredible sense of, I guess, what's the word, like humbleness that comes with them, isn't there?
Yeah. And I think, they say a lot in interviews why Wrexham, and Rob especially says that he can see the similarity between Wrexham and Philadelphia. It's like an ex-coal town, steel, that was needed a bit of a lift, and they've certainly given the community a lift.
Yeah, all around.
Any plans of a US tour for you guys?
Well, there is.
Yeah,
you heard it here first.
Well, we've had
a little conversation.
We've had a few inquiries through these are the social media guys. I'm not very good at through that, and then when we actually we practice in the Mines Rescue Centre in Wrexham, because I actually worked as a coal miner as a young man, and Rob come and visited that last time he was here. And he asked how the band was doing, and he said, really good, thanks to you. Any chance of a gig in your pub? He said, that's happening. So that would be good, yeah.
I want to ask you as well about the video for It Always Sunny in Wrexham, because I had a little look at that and I had a little chuckle to myself.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen it yet, go and have a look. But where did the inspiration from that come from, apart from directly from the lyrics?
The actual video when it looks like a front room, is that the one you mean? Right, a lot of people think that's a front room, but it's actually a recording studio.
Yes, we recorded it.
It's a lad called Nino. We've gone for years and years, and when we record a song, he always asks at the end, "Can we do a video at the end?" So it's actually a recording studio, but not a front room. But people do think it's a front room.
There's something very warm about it.
Yeah, definitely.
Very orange.
Yeah. Yeah. He is a warm person,
Yeah.
And what have you got coming up? Any gigs that we can watch you in?
Oh, yeah.
We're hoping to announce one in the next couple of days, a big one in Wrexham, hopefully.
That's going to be our Christmas do.
A big venue in Wrexham to be confirmed.
That's a teaser.
So on social media, you'll hear it in a couple of days. Maybe tonight.
And if you're looking for somewhere to go that's a big place for your works, there'll be us and a couple of other local bands, and you'll have a good night.
Yeah, tomorrow.
And you'll be guaranteed a good laugh.
In the Rocking Chair Well Golf tomorrow night, we're playing that.
Tomorrow night in the Well Golf Festival,
Yeah, playing there,
yeah.
Amazing. Well, back to the World Cup as well. Of course, we spoke about the team announcement a little bit earlier. What are your thoughts? Are you happy?
I think the squad's as near enough as was thought, really. Yeah.
I think there was no surprises really at all. Like Rob said before, I think Ollie Cooper's unlucky, but besides that, I just think, he's got what we all thought really.
It's going to be great. I've never seen Wales in a World Cup. Obviously, I'm quite old, but I'm not that old. None of us, but so it's going to be great. I've only seen them in 2 European Championships. I'm 55 now, and I've never seen them in a World Cup.
It's exciting, incredible times, isn't it?
One huge thing connecting Wrexham and the international team, of course, at the moment, is the plans to work on the race course
Yeah.
so that we can bring international
Hopefully.
football back home to Wrexham. Won't that be good?
That wouldn't have happened without Rob and Ryan, because they've got the profile to do these things. You know.
Well, I mean, we had the Trinidad and Tobago game there a couple of
Yeah,
years ago.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
that was, it was
But I mean, as a
wasn't it?
four-sided ground, which would be nice.
Yeah, it will be amazing. So yeah, I think that's something that we all welcome.
16, 17,000, whatever it'll be unbelievable.
Yeah. So we had three bits to look really this week, didn't we? We got to the second round of the FA Cup, which we haven't done for a while, with a winnable, I'm not going to say, but definitely going to win, because it's the FA Cup, but a winnable tie. Then we got the approval for the stand, and then last night we went top of the league. So it's been
a good week all right
I
so far.
won't ask you what you make of those football boots with Formula Ones.
Well, we fully support his views.
I'm glad you asked that.
Well, listen, thank you for coming.
Thank you very much.
And I know that we can look forward to you playing us out at the end of the
we'll try.
Thanks very much for inviting us.
I'm so excited for that, yeah. But now we have something very exciting to announce to you, launching just in time for Cymru's first World Cup in 64 years. It's the Red Wall Plus, which is the new home for all things Welsh football. It's an online streaming service from the FAW in partnership with Eat Sleep Media, and will be featuring some of the biggest names in Welsh football.
I think we can have a little look at it now, can we?
Yeah, let's have a look what's in store.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3, warrior!
Every shirt has its own story. I want to explore the stories that represent our history, our culture, and our future.
We don't have to follow that kind of, affiliated, constrained, branding of football, and actually we're here with Queer, and we're just gonna do our own thing.
I might be the manager, but I'm not different from any supporter or player, or we've all got the same responsibility. We all got to bring everybody together. But it's not the players, it's not the management, it's everybody.
Hi, I'm Gemma Granger, Cymru Women's National Team Manager.
And then you see the referee put the whistle to his mouth, and that was the best feeling ever.
More about this project in a minute, because I know Rob, you feature heavily in a lot of what goes on there. So looking forward to hearing about that. But first of all, can I ask you all please to give a very, very warm welcome to Katie Owen. How you found time for us this evening? I don't know. What have you been up to recently?
Oh, it's been very hectic. I've been on tour with the BBC, going visiting schools, trying to encourage the next generation. I've been to Greece this weekend with the electric car to Qatar, which was a whirlwind of chaos. I'm DJing the farewell to the team on Tuesday. So it's just been constant on the go.
Yeah, and I always keep up with you on social media, try and keep up with everything that you've got going on. But how would you find time for everything and to sleep as well?
I don't really know, to be honest. I had a little sleep on the train earlier, and I'm all right now.
You're refreshed.
I've had a pint, I've had a kip, I'm all right.
Essentials. Well, don't forget the packet of crisps.
Yeah, and the Walker's crisps, yeah.
Essentials. But yeah, like we mentioned, you've been so busy. Any plans coming up to go to Qatar as well?
So I'm going out to Qatar. I can't say what I'm doing yet. So keep your eyes peeled. Announcement coming on Tuesday. We're very excited. And I'm going to be promoting Wales out there as well, promoting what kind of people we are, our country, and the beliefs that we stand for.
Amazing.
A ti'n dysgu Cymraeg hefyd.
A dwi'n dysgu Cymraeg,
A
ie.
Gael, da.
Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Amazing. Ti'n ffeindio amser. Oh, sorry, I'm switching into Welsh. She finds time to do all these things, which is absolutely incredible. I'm probably thought that you've been kept busy.
Yeah, right, yeah. Not compared to that.
Of course, tomorrow you're on a panel at the Walgoch Festival. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
So we're going to be chatting about the Together Stronger documentary. I'm going to be on a panel with Ian Rush. They asked my dad, Johnny Owen, but he's too busy, so they got the Poundland version. Need to fill in, you know. But yeah, doing that tomorrow, and then Saturday I'm DJing the festival, so it'll be great.
I'm intrigued, I have to say, about this electric car. Tell me about that.
So they are driving. They've driven from the South Wales in an electric car. It's Scott Young, the ex-Cardiff player, and then a few other in the team. They're driving from South Wales to Qatar and stopping off in different countries on the way with different faces in Welsh football. So they were with Joe Ledley last week. Then they met me and Chris Coleman in Greece. We went to watch Chris Coleman's team, Atrimos. He did tell me...
Your pronunciation is better than mine, so yeah, we'll go with that.
Atrimos, we went to watch his football team that he's managing out there, and it was incredible. The fans were mental. Honestly, it was the most insane football match. Flares everywhere, fireworks. But yeah, that was great. So yeah, they're doing that to Qatar.
And do you think they'll make it there?
Well, they're almost there.
Yeah.
I think they're doing 9,000 miles or more than that. But you can wish them luck on the website, drop them a good luck message and keep up with the journey.
Oh,
Yeah,
cool.
massive good luck to them. I've been trying to keep up with them as well. It's incredible to just think what they're doing, and it's nice to see them meeting everyone on the way as well.
It seemed quite stressful trying to drive and navigate through the different cities, bless them, but they're almost there.
Rob, are you an electric car kind of guy?
I am actually, yeah.
Are you?
Yeah. I've just recently got myself an electric car. The last couple of months, but I've always been a big fan because I'm an Elon Musk fan.
Okay.
So I like to live in the future, so I got myself a Tesla.
And since we have a DJ sat next to you here, you need to know what's on your playlist for those car journeys.
You know, I'm one of those people that's an eclectic. If you shuffle, anything could come up, including classical, including, I don't know, hip hop, whatever it is. It might be 70s, might be 90s, might be 2022, I don't know. So I like everything as long as it sounds good. But I'm a big Coldplay fan as well.
Have you got a Mahid on there yet?
Not yet.
Oh, that's number one. It's got to be number one.
But it's going on there. It's download.
Rob, as we mentioned after the Red Bull Plus trailer, you feature heavily and filmed a bit of content for us. You filmed a masterclass and a documentary. Can you tell us a little bit about the projects you've been involved in?
Yeah, I've been super excited. The last couple of months has been very busy. So normally, with Sky Sports or doing punditry or games or whatever, but Eat Sleep Media in Wales wanted to create something special, something Welsh, something also universal in a way, because the project is called the Art of the Wales shirt. So we've been filming the last couple of months and pretty much going all around Wales, different people. So what it is, it's called the Art of the Wales shirt. So it's about the Wales shirt. I'm leading it, telling my journey as well, but really telling the journey of the Wales shirt and the attachment, the love, because it's unique. In Wales, it's unique. Everybody loves the Wales shirt, like we can see here, but it's the same all over. So we wanted to tell that story, as well as having played and put on the red shirt of Wales myself. So tell a bit about that. And what we did is we went to speak with previous players from every generation. So we started off the 58, John Charles at Ivor Old Church, their shirts, their actual shirts. We came to Wrexham and filmed and touched the shirts. We were allowed. And we just pretty much every decade, we told the stories about, all the players, including the women as well, which is really, really good. And we ended up going to Adidas in Germany. And the shirt that Wales are going to wear in the World Cup is created and designed by a Welsh guy at Adidas in Germany. So we filmed with him, and so it was
I
just
love that.
yeah, it's just it's just a great story, and everybody's got to see it. So but it's anyway, that's the big one that we've been doing, and then as well as that, we did a masterclass, which is for myself. It was about the art of scoring goals, being a striker, and talking about probably some of the things that I've actually never talked about because you kind of just do it on the pitch. So it's trying to transfer that into a video to show little things that you think about, things that you do that people don't see. And yeah, so I was trying to tell a story about that. So there's a masterclass, and then including Robert Page has done one as well. So all of this is going to go onto a Red Wall Plus, the website, and then in the near future it's going to become an app as well. So it's going to be a place that has content, whether it's football, music, culture. So all the things we try to do in the documentaries, that is going to be the one place to go. And I think members can get a free look at the Art of the Whale shirt, which premieres tomorrow, and then you'd be able to go in there and fall in love with football and culture and music and all of these things all in one place.
We actually have a preview of the Art of the Whale shirt documentary, and you've not seen this yet, have you?
I've seen about 30 seconds, but not the final thing. So
well, let's have a look at it now.
But I like to see it live.
Every shirt has its own story. I want to explore the stories that represent our history, our culture, and our future.
The idea was basically to create a jersey that we hadn't necessarily seen before, that obviously spoke sort of that sort of zeitgeist of Wales and what they sort of stand for. Spoke about the national identity, so the graphic sort of gives an impression or speaks that sort of dragon scale, so it's wearing that your dragon on your shirt.
Yeah.
So it's not just the crest, but obviously you're embodying the dragon.
Favorite shirt?
Do I have a favorite? Yeah. Yes, I do have a favorite shirt. Well. So the good thing about the documentary is you have to go and watch it.
Little teaser.
But that was part of it. It was about telling the journey of the whale shirt and everybody's stories. We went to Swansea, we went to Wrexham, we went to Newport and Cardiff, and the women and the men, because the women have also got their own shirt for the first time this year. So at the end, later on, I pick my favorite whale shirt ever. So,
because it's just drawing my eye. This guy sat here behind you. This shirt, I will never forget. I went into labour wearing that shirt. All I'm thinking is someone pass me the gas and air.
But you know what? That's the exact same story. So everybody told us what do they feel, when did they, what was the story behind their shirt. So it's stories like that we covered in the documentary. So really cool, lots of really cool stuff.
Katie, do you have one? Do you have a favorite shirt?
It's got to be the most recent Wales women's shirts. I just love the fit in it. I think it's beautiful.
It's amazing, huh?
Yeah, it's gorgeous.
And how much of a kind of, it is a big deal that someone has recognised that the women's team deserve to have their own shirt as well. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Yeah, I had a lot of men coming up to me because I always wear it when I DJ the stadium at the games, and loads of men come up and they're like, I've actually bought that shirt in like a large size because they think it's so lovely.
Oh, cool.
So yeah, and everyone's a big fan. It's really nice.
Yeah, do you know what the detail of the guy who the Welsh guy in Adidas really thought about every little detail about the women's shirt and what it's supposed to be, and it's very cool. I love the women's
I love
shirt
it as well. It's definitely my favourite.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I love this one. I love the away one for the World Cup. That's why I had to buy it tonight.
I made the big mistake of making the purchase the day before the 35% or whatever.
Just in time.
Sometimes you lose.
But Ernie, what's next for you? You've done a bit of presenting now. You do a lot of punditry. I know you've got your coaching badges and have done some coaching back overseas in the US. What's next for you?
Well, lots actually. Well, tomorrow night is the premiere of the Art of the Whale shirt here in Wrexham. So I'm going to be here tomorrow night between 6 and half 7, and there's a Q&A. So we talk a lot more about it. I'm actually going to see it for the first time full, so that's going to be exciting.
How do you feel about that? Is there any nerves there at all?
Yeah, a few. Yeah, I mean that's the first time I've seen the full trailer for it, and so tomorrow I'm going to see it for the first time. And I'm one of those that I like to see it live. So my reaction is going to be the reaction.
Yeah.
So I'm excited though because it was really cool. I learned a lot, and also we pretty much went through all the generations and the past players. They told their stories. So I'm excited for it. I mean, what's next is, so we're doing that tomorrow. What's next is, I'm at Forest doing radio. So I've got to do lots of different things. Recently, I was doing a voiceover, which you can catch on BBC Sounds, telling the story of the 1958 team that went to the World Cup last time. So I did like a voiceover, first time I've done that. So I'm doing lots of different projects. But super excited. It's all media, and I'm sure TV I'll do as well. So, and then get ready for this World Cup and start enjoying the games and supporting the boys.
Yeah, well, you mentioned Forest there. I mean, this is the last weekend coming up now, and I think are we not all just sat here breathing, holding our breath, going, please no one get injured. Please just get through this weekend. Let's just get it over with, and then we can all focus.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm obviously at Forest. I think Brennan Johnson and Nico Williams.
Johnson.
Yeah. So those two especially. Yeah, exactly. So I'm gonna be able to see those guys on Saturday, and hopefully everything goes well. And then hopefully we get to see our strongest team, our fittest team, in a couple of weeks' time, and USA is the first one. So I've spent time in the USA, so I know that team, but I'm super confident about it.
You know that team. What can you tell us? What would you say? What would be the things that you would be looking out for? Young, fit, athletic young men.
Yeah, well, exactly. Yeah. So the US is going through this transition, but I think now, from what I looking at their team, they're probably going to be the youngest team at the World Cup at the USA. But lots of good talent though, because a lot of them are playing in Europe in some big teams. Pulisic is obviously the number one. He's the golden boy. So he's playing for Chelsea, and he's the one that everybody will look to. But they've got players at Juventus, Valencia, Groningen in Holland. So all of these young boys, but they're going to be young and hungry. And the Americans are very fit. So that's the number one. We're going to have to match them, but the quality as well. And hopefully Gareth Bale has done his homework while he's been over there at LAFC. So hopefully he's done his homework and he's ready as well.
He's done his homework and he's won the league.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's so special. I mean, he just constantly just wins trophies, this guy, right? So no, it's good. It's good. I mean, he's a great player, great guy, but you just see he's a winner as well. Everywhere he's gone, he's won trophies and he's done big things, and as a player as well. I always say about him that there's never a time where you don't get the talent of Gareth Bale. That's hard to do. What I mean by that is like, anytime he puts a shirt on, he always goes out. He never kind of takes a day off. He never cheats the game of football. He's always, you're just waiting for the magic. And he generally 9 times out of 10, he delivers. So he's just so special. And I've been lucky enough to have been next to him and trained with him. And even from day one, it was the same. So he's always had that talent.
Let's just hope he brings it.
Yeah, we haven't got
Can't wait.
much longer to wait either. I can't believe the World Cup kicks off next week. Can you believe it? But just before we go, how do you think Wales are going to do, Katie? What are your predictions?
That's a tough question. I mean, obviously, I'm hopeful. I'd like to see us get through. Obviously, I want to beat England because I'm Welsh. Yeah, it's a tough one. But obviously, I'd like us to get through. If we beat England, I'll be happy. America is going to be a tough one. I reckon Iran we should beat.
Someone's nodding, shaking his head.
No, don't think we'll beat them. Oh yeah. Well, yeah, not too bad.
Wow.
And we've got it's it's great to see Cymru on a big international stage.
Yeah.
So and a lot of great young players coming through. So I'm just excited to see what the next week holds.
Yeah,
I think
exciting
we're all
times.
excited. And I suppose the other question that I've got to ask you, Declan Swan's on your playlist.
Yeah, of course.
You'll be playing them tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Well, I think on that note, I'm sad to say that's almost it for our show this evening. But keep an eye out on FAW social media to find out about our next show next Friday, the 18th of November at Newport Market.
I just think it's time for some music. What do we all think?
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Declan Swan.
He ordered a medium doner kebab, saving a tenner to pay for his cab. Sees no harm in jumping the queue, showing the owner his latest tattoo. A guy in his 40s was rolling a joint, pleased his team had rescued a point. A wicked deflection in time added on, could see in his eyes he was totally gone. Less than a mile from the centre of town, a famous old stadium crumbling down. No one's invested so much as a penny. Ring on the Deadpool and Rob McElhenney. Less than a mile from the centre of town, a famous old stadium's crumbling down. No one's invested so much as a penny. Ring on the Deadpool and Rob McElhenney. King Street was calm for a Saturday night, apart from the usual worrying sight of zombified corpses parading the streets, arched over flower beds, slumped across seats. Massed near the bus stop for Moss and Penycae, a zombie apocalypse, modern day plague, a stone's throw away or a 2-second ride, where the Spoons locals were smoking outside. Less than a mile from the centre of town, a famous old stadium's crumbling down. No one's invested so much as a penny. Ring on the Deadpool and Rob McElhenney. Less than a mile from the centre of town, a famous old stadium's crumbling down. No one's invested so much as a penny. Ring on the Deadpool and Rob McElhenney. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, a knock-kill, a pat down and thrown in the Gwenny. Ryan Reynolds and Rob McElhenney, a knock-kill, a pat down and thrown in the Gwenny. Less than a mile from the centre of town, a famous old stadium's crumbling down. No one's invested so much as a penny.
ring on the dead pool, and Rob Marcolini.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Less than a mile from the centre of town, a famous old stadium's crumbling down. No one's invested so much as a penny. Ring on the dead pool, and Rob Marcolini. Less than a mile from the centre of town, a famous old stadium's crumbling down. No one's invested so much as a penny. Ring on the dead pool, and Rob Marcolini.